Hello, welcome back to Grant Me. This is video 2 about the University of Alberta, and this whole video series is part of what we call our Ultimate University Guide here at Grant Me. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically where we talk about Canada's top 20 universities. We provide you with a bunch of really helpful information such as how to get in, their general admission requirements, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to apply to the University of Alberta. This is going to be very helpful information, but in short, we're basically going to be talking about how to pick your programs and how the application portal works and how to make sure that you meet all of the steps needed to complete your application. But with that being said, I hope you enjoy this video, and please make sure that you consider liking and subscribing, because that is a great way to stay up to date with our latest videos, because we will be posting more about U of A soon, and we'll be releasing a bunch more content on other universities in Canada. So make sure you ring that notification bell as well. That way you can stay up to date with our latest videos. For those of you who don't know what the University of Alberta is, it's located over in Edmonton, Alberta, and it is one of the top 5 universities in Canada and one of the top 100 in the world. It has state-of-the-art teaching and research facilities. It has award-winning professors. It has a diverse and welcoming community with over 165 countries sending their students to this university. And there are many opportunities for undergraduates you simply won't find anywhere else. So this is definitely a great university to apply for. And if you're considering applying for the U of A, I'd personally say that you've made a pretty good choice. Alright, so now let's talk about how to apply. This is what you really want to know, and there's basically 6 basic steps when it comes to this. So step 1 is to obviously decide where and what you want to study. So you need to explore your program options, and you can list 2 program choices on your application, and this will give you the best chance of receiving an admission offer. So for example, when I applied to my university, I put commerce as my first option, but just as a backup, I put arts as a second option, which is slightly easier to get into. So if you put 2 programs, that will definitely bolster your chances of getting a acceptance. And as well, if you're not really sure about what each program entails, I would highly recommend that you go over to the U of A website and do some research on the different programs that they have available, because there's definitely a very diverse range of them. For step 2, you'll have to go to the requirements page of your individual program to make sure that you obviously do meet these requirements, because as I said in our previous video, if you watched it, each program does have different requirements. And then you will go and click the Apply Now button to begin your application process. And if you are a high school applicant, you will first be taken to the Apply Alberta website, and then you will be taken back to the U of Alberta application form. The Apply Alberta website is a bit like the OUAC, which is Ontario's application portal, if you've had experience with that, but it's just for Alberta, and it basically allows you to apply to undergraduate programs at one or more of Alberta's post-secondary institutions. So this is basically going to be the platform that you're going to be using if you're applying for any university in Alberta. Afterwards, you're going to be going on and logging in to Apply Alberta to submit your application, which will make this step number 4. And so once you do that, you will need to create a My Alberta digital ID if you haven't already made one. And if you've previously used Apply Alberta, you'll need to transfer your former SIMS account to access your digital ID. You will then receive your Alberta student number, or ASN, using the ASN lookup service, or allowing the Apply Alberta system to assign one to you. And afterwards, you will have to input all the names of your high schools and post-secondary institutions that you have attended or are currently attending. Once you input your high school courses and interim marks, you will be good to go. And then afterwards, for step 5, it is checking your status. And after you've submitted your application, you will finally have access to the U Alberta Launchpad portal. And this is where you check your application status and you require any checklist items from your program. I would highly recommend that you go back to the Launchpad from time to time to make sure that there's no outstanding tasks that they have for you. At times, they may need you to fill out other documentation. And in addition to your U Alberta Launchpad portal, you will also be assigned a new email account that is affiliated with the University of Alberta. You will get a unique student number that will be your own, and you will get a Campus Computing ID, or CCID. Your CCID will grant you access to your email account and to BearTracks. Once you have all your identification, your student number, your U Alberta email taken care of, excellent, then you have step number 6, which is our final step to take care of. You need to submit your supporting documents. So go to the University of Alberta Launchpad, as I said, from time to time, and check out the to-do list, because outstanding documents that you have to submit will always be there. There may also be other requirements that are still required, and based off the program you apply for, you will be asked to upload the following documents. If you're a high school student, you will be required to upload your grade 11 and 12 grades, your high school transcript, your Alberta student number, which you should have gotten from our step before, University of Alberta campus choice, the program which you would like to apply to, your method of payment for the application fee, which is going to be your credit card information. And you do have to keep in mind that if you are a high school student, your final deadline to do this is going to be August the 1st. If you're not a high school student, you are currently or previously a university or college student, you just need to submit your academic history, your transcripts, whether that be a digital copy, your high school and post-secondary, your University of Alberta campus choice, the program you want to apply to, and as well the method of payment, which is going to be your credit card information. You do have to keep in mind that if you are a college or university transfer student, you're actually going to have to submit everything by June 15th. In terms of the application fee, yes, there is going to be one, and if you want to submit your application, this will have to be paid. It is going to be $125 Canadian if you are a new applicant, or $75 Canadian for current or previous students. You do have to keep in mind that this fee is non-refundable, unfortunately, and it does vary depending on your professional program application, so please check their website for more information regarding their fees because they can vary. In terms of your tuition, I know for many of you, including myself, this is kind of a major concern, and if you are a Canadian student, your first year tuition will cost on average $6,091, and if you are an international student, your tuition will be a lot more. It's going to be $29,500 for your first year, and for many people this can kind of be a barrier. I know for me, having to shell out so much money was definitely a drawback of taking higher education, and in many cases kind of prevented me from doing what I wanted to do. But there are scholarships available to you, and this is an excellent way to help lower that very high tuition cost. And so GrantMe is a very good service if you are kind of into that. They provide essay editing skills, they have a scholarship matching app. Myself, I was a previous student within this program, and it definitely really helped me gain more confidence and insight into the scholarship process. Thanks to them, I was able to win about $28,500 worth of scholarships. And again, their mentorship, their scholarship matching app, their essay editing with their very fast turnaround times, it was definitely a very good investment on my part, so I would highly recommend that you maybe consider using them if you are planning on applying for a lot of scholarships. And as well, in terms of GrantMe's resources, we also do have a wonderful free eligibility quiz for you to take within the link in our description. This is basically where you can input your grades, kind of your commitments at the moment, your courses, and that way you can kind of gauge the chances of you getting into maybe your top schools, maybe your dream schools across Canada. So this is basically a great way of seeing whether or not you're actually eligible for the schools that you want to go to. And I would highly recommend that you check that out if you have the time. But with that being said, that basically sums up everything for today's video, where we talked about the application process for the University of Alberta. There's really just 6 simple steps. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking out the time. I hope you were able to learn something from this video, and that will be it for today. So peace out.